I have spent my entire life either at the schoolhouse, on the way to the schoolhouse, or talking about what happens in the schoolhouse. Both.
More than one type of culture, race, or ethnic group. And you know, so I was watching this video with Dina one time that she had seen in school, and they were talking about, so there's two ways to sort of deal with diversity. One is where you just tolerate that other cultures exist around you, you don't really participate with them or anything, but you just accept that they're there. And the other part would be you actually sort of take interest in what they do, try to understand it, and then celebrate that, or, you know, and I mean, you know, there's like racist elements that come into place where there's that subtle racism where people think that, you know, just tolerating is good enough, but still, like, if you're going to be American, you should be someone who was born into a billionaire household, right? I mean, their obligation, their
socioeconomic
situation would be much greater than what I have, and
right.
I would have it much better. And let me talk about the next question too. It's for me, I feel like I have a greater obligation than some people who may not have had education that important in their household, because it gave me the opportunity to go out and actually, you know, learn things, so that now I can use that. So versus there are a lot of households where education just isn't emphasized,
right?
And so I think it's all relative.
Yeah.
But the core of it all is that everybody should have a fair opportunity to reach their, you know, their relative level of success. Because, but the thing is that, you know, there's, I mean, that's also in a sense not really a utopia or communism or socialism, but it's just not. I mean, it just, we don't have that anywhere in this world, because everybody just everybody wants to win a race not by being the fastest, but by holding other people back.
Yeah, and all of these things. Yeah, and a lot of
Meanwhile,
parents do that
exactly. A lot of so how do you maintain equity in those kinds of circumstances, and how do you sort of identify whether the parent is involved or is guiding, or is this really the kid's work? Because I think far too many kids in this world get away with their parents, you know, doing things.
But one of the things that we never discuss, or we rarely discuss, is the value and importance of human connection. Relationships. No significant learning can occur without a significant relationship. George Washington Carver says all learning is understanding relationships. Every colleague said to me one time, they don't pay me to like the kids. They pay me to teach a lesson. The kids should learn it. I should teach it. They should learn it. Case closed. Well, I said to her, you know, kids don't learn from people they don't like.
It's a flaw. So when you just pick at the flaw of the different cultures you're encountering, then you don't. Then of course you can justify to yourself why yours is the best.
Yes.
And I think everybody does that, including Indians. And so I think what happened is over the years, like, you know, it's helped me. So they can't come into education and look at two kids in the same exact way. I mean, they don't understand equitable because they've never had to deal with that. They've never. You have to be on the wrong side of things in order to understand how that hurts. I mean, you know, I think teachers should be required to do some kind of social work.
Okay.
If teachers who are not social workers, who don't see society for what it actually is, who only see kids in this vacuum of a classroom, just don't know what the hell they're dealing with. Yeah, like work, like actually get out in the community, see what these people are dealing with, not just, you know, have stereotypes of what they're dealing with.
I think Stephen Covey had the right idea. He said you ought to just throw in a few simple things, like seeking first to understand as opposed to being understood. Simple things like apologizing. You ever thought about that? Tell a kid you're sorry, they're in shock. Absolutely. Will you like all your children? Of course not. And you know your toughest kids are never absent. Like it, and we listen to policy that doesn't make sense, and we teach anyway. We teach anyway because that's what we do. If we had kids who were not afraid to take risks, who were not afraid to think, and who had a champion, every child deserves a champion, an adult who will never give up on them, who understands the power of connection and insists that they become the best that they can possibly be. Is this job tough? You betcha. Oh God, you betcha. But it is not impossible. We can do this. We're educators. We're born to make a difference.